Hey guys, welcome to another news breakdown here on SoDo Pop.
SoDo!
Alright, as always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos, and today we're going to be taking a look at everything that came out of the Kamen Rider Candy Toy News blog this weekend, as well as a few little updates to the stories from last week, because we did get something, or we did miss something kind of big that you might need to know about. So, without further ado, let's hop into the news, and it is exactly what you expected. It's ARK One! And then also the follow-up to Kuga, and then, like, a little hint of something really cool. So, let's dive into ARK One, and he looks really good. Now, if you haven't seen the episode yet, I will not be going into spoilers, so don't worry about that here. But yeah, let's dive into what this figure looks like. The first thing they wanted to note about it is that he does come with punchy fists. Now, this is, again, a situation where SoDo was not told in advance what sort of weapons he does have in the show, so they just said, hey, he's at least got to fight, so we're just gonna give him punchy fists. And that they did, and it works well, you know, with all the myriad of other hand options he came with. The thing to note about these hand options, though, is that they do have sort of pokey-outy bits. This is only the technical terms here. They do have those sharper points to them in the actual suit, and they were able to at least replicate something similar to that here, and I definitely appreciate the effort that went into it. It does get the point across, so it looks good. Another talking point for this is that the head is made out of PVC, like completely made out of PVC. And this was because of that little horn at the top of the head. That would not work in ABS, and they just had to go with PVC and give it more, give, so that no one breaks it and, some kid gets hurt by it or something, or even having the toy broken. It is strange, though, looking at this image, knowing that it's full PVC, because the stickers are on the PVC parts. Now, this is, as the blog had put it, a sort of historic moment for SoDo in that they don't put stickers on PVC ever, if at all, or often, if at all. And the whole reason they did it this time is because, during the shutdown, they had a lot of downtime to sort of test materials and do all that sort of stuff. So the thing that they tested was stickers on PVC, and traditionally the mentality was the plasticizer used for PVC did not work well with the sticky part of the sticker. But they went and tested it. They put those stickers onto PVC, presumably, and put it under heat tests and cold tests. They didn't go into like the big details. They just said heat tests and cold tests, and they came away with positive results, so they were able to use that knowledge here. They weren't thinking about using it at all, or rather, like it probably wouldn't have been on the table had they not done that test. So we ended up with this result. This is not a situation where there is paint underneath either, so keep that in mind. And a little bit of an update to ARC Zero, because those figures are coming out. My friend of the channel, or co-host Malunis, had gotten his ARC Zero, and there was no paint underneath the eyes, but the blog specifically said that there was going to be a painted option and a stickered option for ARC Zero, not this figure right here that you're seeing. So we have yet to know what that's all about. But for this figure, there is no possibility of paint underneath there. So just keep that in mind when you're purchasing this. But yeah, another thing about this guy is that he is the final figure of AI-10! Check that out! This is the last of SoDo Geo's, or SoDo 01's entire thing. Like, this is their last, retail box set. So, yeah, and also, these are all villains. They made sure to note that these were all bad guys, and that's pretty neat. Anyway, yeah, there is something, though, that I did want to touch on a little bit. And, well, not this image. Take a look at the shoulder pads. They do have holes in them. I mean, that could be for molding detail, and maybe it has something to do with it being on the suit, actually. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked at the actual suit too hard, but there are holes there. I don't know if they lead anywhere, but they do look like holes where things can go into. I don't know if that helps anyone. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for Arc 0, or Arc 1. Let's talk about Kuga. And this is Kuga Ultimate Form. And the thing to talk about with this guy, well, actually, he is the last of the Kuga Chronicle 2 coverage. So the things to note about this figure, he is basically, like, they wanted to make him look a lot bigger and a lot thicker. So they thinned up the arms, the chest, the legs, and it works out perfectly. This looks great. And also, just because he does have that larger collar, because of the new SoDo Chronicle neck joint, you are still able to get some range of motion out of that neck despite the huge collar, sort of limiting that motion at the bottom, like the base of the neck. Another thing here is that these details, the gold trim, we've seen this before on Amazing Mighty, but we have not seen them sort of this sharp. The thing about these is that they are like 1mm thick paint apps, and they genuinely had a rough time trying to put this onto the figure. What they ended up doing wasn't really anything like spectacular or anything like super noteworthy. It was just going back and forth with the oh no, production company, the people that manufacturer, that's the word I'm looking for. They went to the manufacturer just back and forth until they got a formula that worked, and I gotta say, absolutely successful. Another thing that they were very proud of here as well was that so look, there are stickers on this still. Don't get twisted about it. Stickers are just a part of SoDo, alright? The thing they said, though, was that these stickers are the best paint match that they have done. So they are nigh indistinguishable. So once you get these in hand, please, please, please appreciate that. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to that. Sticker placement on this picture aside, because they didn't do it right. It's hanging off the side, but whatever, man. Also, he comes with tons of hands, because, you know, that's just what they do. You've got the blowy-uppy stuff hand, you've got the punchy fists, you've got the posed hands, as well as, like, the regular open hands and the fist with hole. Another thing that we need to talk about with this guy is that instead of having the matte finish just be on the chest like Amazing Mighty, this guy actually has a matte finish all over his entire body, except for the helmet, because that's just accurate to the show, which means that this figure costs the most for them to produce out of this entire set. So, hey, when you're buying this figure, it is more expensive, technically. Like, it's not more expensive when you purchase it. It's the same price as everything. It just took them more money to create this one. And, check it out, there are 2 of this figure per case. So they did not skimp out on us, except for growing form. So we did get images. I don't have my own image to show you, and I don't want to steal anyone else's, but we have gotten reports of the entire case of 10. The only one that isn't doubled up on is growing form, so keep that in mind. Also, let's scroll back through these images. We have the 2 little, I hesitate to call them upgrade pieces. They're just more like helpful display things. You've got the Black Eyes Kuga Ultimate, and then you also have the Broken Arkle. Now, the Broken Arkle, they don't show it here, but I have seen them like on the sprue themselves, and there is cracked detail in an extra set for that Arkle. So they do make efforts to, if you did want to paint it, you had that option, and you don't need to have the sticker to inform that detail. And then they finish off this blog post with a little teaser for this guy, who is the main villain of Kuga, and I am not going to attempt to pronounce this dude's name. I can type it out for you. Actually, I won't do that either. But this is a villain. This is a Kuga villain for SoDo. We have never ever gotten Chronicle villains before, and I do wonder if this opens the door to potentially like a SoDo Outsiders, or if this is just going to amount to a premium Bandai set. We don't know yet. This opens up a lot of possibilities. We could get the Greed from O's. We could get the Dopont. We could get Nazca from Double. If they end up being any sort of viable. So I am excited to see where this leads, but at the very least, we are getting this guy. Don't know how it's gonna happen, but we are getting this guy eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, guys, that's it for the news this weekend, but like I said, we've got a few updates from last week, and it all pertains to Kamen Rider Saber's figures. Now, I had misinterpreted something on the blog and didn't think it was important at all, but I was told by Malunis and Josh that Saber is going to be losing the complete sets. That means these sets that come with at least one of everything you need, even extra base bodies and stuff, that's going away after the first set. So what's happening is Saber is going to be releasing the box and the complete set for the first one, for the first volume. And then after that, going forward, it's just going to be the boxes. No more complete sets. They do want to express their condolences to the set collectors like I am, like I'm sure most of the Western audience for SoDo is, but yeah, going forward, we're just not going to have those sets anymore, and that really sucks. But I do really genuinely hope that through all this experience, they've learned their lesson and will at least give us some extra bodies to balance out everything in there. Like, hopefully you won't have any sort of extra lingering pieces that don't have a place, like extra armors that don't have a spot. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for the news this week. Thanks for sticking around. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell me in the comments down below what you thought about today's news, or at least this weekend's news. And also, there are links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by signing petitions, donating money, whatever you do. As long as you do it, it absolutely helps. So just go do something. Do one of them. It's in there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep it. Alright.